How's it going, everybody? It's Captain Solomon here, and I'm ready to make my predictions for the greatest Royal Rumble taking place in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Yes, the beautiful city of Jeddah. If I sound like a tourist ad, well, that's probably because WWE's been pitching it that way as well. But that doesn't matter. That's fine. We'll get through that point. But I do want to take this moment before my reviews just to say my opinion on the whole women not being able to wrestle over in Saudi Arabia. My opinion personally is that they are trying to make huge jumps over there. Up until recently, women weren't even allowed to drive. Women weren't even allowed into the sporting events. But they are now. They're allowed. So the prince over there, I believe it's the prince that they have, has been trying to make like social change happen. And Rome wasn't built in a day. It takes a long time, and I know to us that sounds crazy. That should just be allowed. We're pushing for that in America. In their country, it's not the same. So give them time. Hopefully with this could be a step that WWE can work to help them, progress. Because it's possible. It's crazy, but it is possible. And I don't think WWE is doing this all for the money. I know that they did get a lot of money. I want to say like 200 million was the number I heard, which is a lot of money to come do a show in a city. So yeah, I definitely think that this is a good thing as much as it sounds like a bad thing. So give them time. I think you're going to see progress. But you're not here for a political conversation. You're here for my reviews. So let's get into it with what I assume will be the opening match of the card, which takes place at 12 noon Eastern. Crazy time. Weird for me because I work overnight, so I'm probably going to be late to watching it. But it is the Cruiserweight Championship. The champion Cedric Alexander going one-on-one against Kalisto. My opinion is that it's Cedric's first title defense, so he's probably going to win. It should be a decent match, as the Cruiserweights always put on a show. I like the high-flying spots, although I'm usually more of a power guy and a technical spot guy. However, they're going to put on a good match, and I am picking Cedric Alexander to retain in his first title defense. As I had said before, it's kind of been a long time coming getting the title on him because things just didn't work out the way they should whenever he was supposed to get the title in the past. So I don't see him losing it to Kalisto, at least not right now. Even though masks do sell, and with them over in another country, who knows what that fan base is going to want to see. I'm picking Cedric Alexander. Next is the vacant Raw Tag Team Championship match. It is a match again with the Bar going against the Deleter of Worlds. Yes! Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. I'm picking Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy easily. It's going to be a good match. All these matches, honestly, should be pretty good. I feel that this is going to come across, there's been some fear it could come across as like a house show. I think it's going to be like a level of a pay-per-view. That's the way they're going to treat this. So with that being said, I don't see the tag titles going over to SmackDown. That would be weird. Or the Bar, which they had rumored coming back to Raw. I think they're going to stay on SmackDown and eventually split up is what's going to happen, with Sheamus possibly getting some time to rehab some injuries that he does have. I think that Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy win. I think they win the tag team titles. And I think, there's rumor on Twitter with Bray Wyatt trying to contact Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, tell them to come to the Woken universe. And I want to see it happen. I think it would be good. So we'll move on from there to the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The champions, the Bludgeon Brothers, are going to go against the Usos. I've really liked the story on SmackDown so far, with Naomi sort of throwing things off. But she can't show up and perform or do anything in Jeddah. So, with that being said, I think this feud continues after this, but the Bludgeon Brothers do pick up the win here in Saudi Arabia. I'm waiting to see how the match is booked overall. A lot of powerhouse moves. There's a lot of potential. Every time they have clashed, I've actually really enjoyed it. I think there's a lot to work with there. We'll see what ends up happening, but my pick is the Bludgeon Brothers to retain the Tag Team Championships. Next, the United States Champion Jeff Hardy is going to defend his title against Jinder Mahal. Now, I'm probably going to catch some flack from some fans because I am picking Jinder Mahal to pick up the United States Championship. But follow me on this. First off, before I say anything else, if Jeff Hardy retains, I'll personally be happy. I like Jeff. They do want to push him as a single superstar, and this is a good way to do it. But I think what will happen is Jinder will pick up the win, thus bringing the title back to Raw. And we will see the Intercontinental Championship within the next few weeks. More on that in a little bit. We will see that go over to SmackDown. Now, I think the match will be pretty good. If Jinder wins, it'll probably come through Samil Singh as per usual. I would love to say that Jeff retains, but I don't think he will. Jinder will retain, or pick up the title rather, off of Jeff Hardy. I know that they were pitching some sort of Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy type of situation, and that still can happen. There's still room for that if the Intercontinental title comes over, and I think there's still room to make that work. So, as I said, why would the U.S. title go to Raw, and they have that in the Intercontinental on both? Well, that's because I think here soon the Intercontinental will obviously jump to SmackDown. But will it be tonight at this Royal Rumble? Well, we've got Seth Rollins defending his title in a ladder match versus The Miz, Finn Balor, and Samoa Joe. Now, all in all, it should be an excellent match. It's a perfect match for the likes of these guys. There's that powerhouse in Samoa Joe. He's not going to win as much as I'd like it. I think when it comes down to it, the title isn't switching on this episode, or on this pay-per-view, the greatest Royal Rumble. I don't think it's going to take place here. I think you're going to see the title change hands at Backlash, because remember, The Miz still has his rematch clause for Backlash. Card subject to change, but he still has that. So, I think it stays on Raw. Is it going to be Seth Rollins or Finn Balor? I think the answer is Seth Rollins. So Seth Rollins will, in fact, retain the title here. But I think he's going to lose it at Backlash. Now, the reason he's going to lose it, and it will go to The Miz and go back to SmackDown come Backlash, is because I think they're going to bump him up to feud with somebody else in the main card. But who could that be? I wonder. Well, anyways, let's continue on. Seth Rollins retains the Intercontinental title in this ladder match. Next, we will jump to the greatest Royal Rumble, a 50-man over-the-top rope match. I don't think it'll be the main event of the show. I think the the WWE title match and the Universal title match will go in higher. There's a lot of names. Obviously, superstars of today are in there, as well as it has already been, stated. We're going to get like Daniel Bryan, Chris Jericho, Rey Mysterio, Bobby Lashley is going to be in there, Shane McMahon, Kurt Angle. We're going to get the Great Khali. I'm going to pick Braun Strowman. I think Braun is a huge name. I think it's worldwide. I don't think it's just here in America. So, I think Braun Strowman picks this up. I think they have him enter. This is the perfect time to really pad what Braun Strowman can do. With 50 men, he can have a solid showing of the most eliminations. Also, this is a chance to have somebody else get the longest time in the Rumble. I think Braun will come in somewhere middle-ish. It'll be in the 20s, maybe 30, maybe right at 30. But I think he's going to get a hell of a lot of eliminations, and I think he's going to be the one to win it. There's plenty of other people that could. Rey Mysterio would be a good pick. Reason being, it's a name that people know. If Cena decides to lose earlier in the night and then enter in this match, that's possible. I mean, there's tons of things that are possible. I'm picking Braun, and it's about time that he gets something nice, and this is it. So, from there, we go to the casket match. The Undertaker going against Rusev. Now, originally this was Rusev, then it was Chris Jericho, then it's Rusev again. It didn't matter who it was going to be. The Undertaker hasn't, since 1990, has not lost a casket match. And it's not going to be at the Greatest Royal Rumble. Undertaker's too big of a name. He is going to win. I don't know if this will mean anything for Rusev. Rusev probably won't disappear off of TV for a while, because that would be weird. But it could. It could happen. I know Rusev is largely over. But It's not going to matter when you're facing The Undertaker in a casket match. He's going to do the work. He's going to be buried, figuratively and literally in a sense, maybe. And then also, you'll probably see afterward, Lana make some tweets. The world will be abuzz about it. Is Rusev leaving WWE? I don't think he's going to. But who knows? There's rumor he's asked about it. This could be the way they get rid of him. Then after that, so yeah, in case you didn't catch on, Undertaker's going to beat Rusev. So, next is John Cena versus Triple H. Man, this is young kids playing WWE 2K anything, just throwing these two head to head. Because you can't tell me, hell, there's adults that are doing this right now, just because it's fun to see. So, who wins? John Cena, Triple H. There are two ways this can go. Option A, the storyline route in my fantasy head of booking, where you see Triple H beat John Cena. And it's now become kind of a trend that John Cena can't beat the top elite talent. He's got job to Taker. He lost to Triple H. You just see him have to go away for a few months, kind of re-find himself, and then come back. And when he comes back, he has to push and claw and climb his way to a match at WrestleMania 35, very possibly against Roman Reigns, in which he beats Roman Reigns and takes the title and becomes a 17-time champion. That's something that could happen, except for the fact that they probably wouldn't do it that way. They'd probably make him have to go over and fight somebody on SmackDown, because Universal is different than the WWE Championship, but I don't know exactly where that falls in that reign. I've never done the research, and I apologize. However, Cena will have to face somebody to get that 17th reign, and he's going to get it. He's going to beat Ric Flair's record. Option 2 is that Cena is the fans love John Cena, and why would you make him lose in a show in another country that, like I've said, kind of feels like a house show. It's feared that it could be more of a house show. My pick is they're going to go with John Cena. I don't think my fantasy booking logic is going to play this early. It could. I just don't see it. So, I'm picking John Cena over Triple H, but won't be surprised if it goes the other way. This match has no build. There's no way to really predict it. So, yeah, I'm picking John Cena, but it's a coin flip. It's who really feels like taking the L that day. So, then after that, we've got the WWE Championship. AJ Styles defending his title against Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm so excited for this. I love this feud. I love heel Shinsuke. I love the new music. I love the no speak English idea. I love the fact that he put Japanese lyrics over the violin portion of his song so you can't sing along. It's brilliant. This is perfect. He doesn't have to trash talk the crowd. He doesn't have to badmouth his opponent. He just says nothing and does dickish things. Speaking of dickish things, low blows all day. Now, I'm picking Shinsuke Nakamura to pick up the title here. I could be wrong. Part of me hopes that AJ Styles puts on a cup, because it's been week after week that he's gotten low blowed, and he wears a cup, and Shinsuke goes for the low blow, and he just sells an arm injury because AJ Styles is wearing a cup. I freaking would love that. It would be the stupidest thing in the world, and I still would love it. I know that's not like a main title thing, but it can happen. I think WWE, book me to write your shows. You guys have done something like that in the past, 100%. So don't actually book me for anything. But come on, guys, it could happen. I'm still picking Shinsuke. I think Shinsuke's gonna pick up the win. It's about time he gets the title off of AJ. AJ needs to lose the title to somebody, and who better? So I'm picking Shinsuke Nakamura to pick up the WWE Championship, and then our assumably main event, Brock Lesnar defending his Universal Championship in a steel cage match against Roman Reigns. Roman picks up the win here. Not much I could say about it. It's gotta be. It would have been WrestleMania, but the big story that most people believe is that an audible was called literally like mid-match. Like while it was happening, an audible was called because of the fact that Reigns wasn't getting over with the crowd. Probably because it was a bajillion-hour show. The crowd was almost dead to begin with, and the people that would cheer for Reigns probably passed their bedtime. So, That's not fair. Roman Reigns is okay. I like Roman. He's progressed a lot, and it's about time they finally give him the belt. I think he wins here in front of a crowd that will hopefully react the way WWE wants them to. When he gets back to the States, it probably won't be as pretty, but until then, it's perfectly fine. So I think he picks up the title there, and as I said before, I think Seth Rollins eventually will get moved up to feud with him because you have to. Dean Ambrose could even come back and feud with him. I think that would be stuff people want to see because they would love to see either of those two as Universal over Roman, even though I don't think it'll happen. So yeah, that is all my picks for the Greatest Royal Rumble. Just a quick rundown of what they were. I'm picking Cedric Alexander to retain the Cruiserweight title, picking Bray and Matt Hardy to pick up the Raw Tag Team Championships. The SmackDown Championships will stay on the Bludgeon Brothers. Jinder Mahal will pick up the United States Championship and bring it back to Raw. Seth Rollins is going to retain the Seth Rollins is going to retain the Intercontinental Championship. My apologies, I saw the little C champion by his name. Botched that whole thing. I'm picking Braun Strowman to win the Greatest Royal Rumble. Taker is going to pick up the win in the casket match against Rusev. John Cena will pick up the win over Triple H. We're going to see Shinsuke Nakamura crown the WWE Champion against AJ Styles. And finally, Roman Reigns will beat Brock Lesnar in a steel cage, hopefully by escape, if anything. So, all that being said, what are your thoughts on the Greatest Royal Rumble? Do you have your own predictions that you would like to make? Well, leave them down in the comments. I would love to see what you guys think. Do you guys agree with my idea of the United States and the Intercontinental eventually actually switching shows? Or do you think they're done with that whole idea and it was just a play on the idea whenever they did the Superstar Shakeup? You know what? Just anything you have to say, leave it in the comments below. I love to read them. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, hit the like button. If you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Again, I've been Captain Solomon. You guys have been awesome. Take it easy.